guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca Shores. Today I'm going to be showing you a back to school look. This is going to be aimed more for about, I'd say, high school age, or for anyone that's just running out the door in the morning, just wanting to look a little more awake and wanting to do pretty easy makeup. So today, Marissa, my little sister,
hey,
she's gonna be modeling for me. So if you'd like to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. To start off, we are using the NYX Matte Not Flat, and then we are using a Real Technique stippling brush. All right, so we're just gonna start stippling this on her skin. I chose a stipple brush since I wanted to give her a pretty light coverage. So go ahead and just evenly add that all over your skin. You could definitely go for a BB cream if you're wanting an even lighter coverage, or mix some moisturizer into a foundation. When you're choosing a foundation or a BB cream, as you can see, Marissa has a slightly lighter face than her chest, so I'm matching to her collarbone area. Then you don't get the whole floating head. So we're gonna continue working on the skin. As you can see, Marissa does have some darkness under her eyes. So we're gonna go in with a Sigma Precision Tapered brush, and then we're using the NYX Dark Circle Concealer just to add a little extra correction under her eyes. When we're applying this, we're gonna go right where she has darkness. You don't want any of the corrector to really get on where your normal skin color is. So now we're gonna go in with concealer just right over the top. Since I didn't have a very budget-friendly concealer, we're using Marissa's normal concealer, which is just the CoverGirl Fresh Complexion. And make sure you're pulling this all the way into the inner corner where you probably have a little bit of darkness, because when it's an early morning for school, you want to make sure that you're just looking awake and fresh. All right, and while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and conceal the little bit of redness that Marissa has around her nose. So now we're going to go ahead and spot conceal. You're going to want to grab a really fine eyeliner brush for this. So right here, Marissa has a little blemish, and we're going to go ahead and conceal that. We're going to go ahead and dab right on top of the blemish with the little eyeliner brush. This is why we're calling it spot concealing. So right where she has a blemish, you're just going to tap a little bit of concealer, and you're going to let that set for about 15 seconds, 30, depending on your concealer. And then use a clean finger and just tap it out. So just go ahead and tap that in to blend, and that'll do a good job just kind of concealing the face and making it look a little more perfected. We're gonna go ahead and prime Marissa's eyes. We're going to use a Sigma concealer brush and the MAC Pro Longwea concealer. And so just go ahead and pat a little bit of that concealer all over your eyes. If you have a MAC Pro Longwear concealer that also works for under your eyes and any blemishes, that would be great. But I wanted to show one more budget-friendly option, and you could definitely put any concealer over your eyelids. I just prefer this one. So at this point, we are going to give Marissa's skin a bit of a powder. We're going to go right under her eyes because I want to set anywhere that she has concealer down. And then because Marissa is a little more on the oily side, we are going to powder her T-zone. Whether or not you use powder is going to depend on your skin type. And make sure you grab a large fluffy brush and wipe away any of that excess powder. This is just a e.l.f. powder brush. All right, so there's a step I don't think you should skip, and that is eyebrows. We're gonna go ahead and use an eyebrow pencil. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but there's definitely quite a few companies that make eyebrow pencils. And we're not wanting anything too crazy. We're just going to want to fill in her eyebrows rather naturally. You could use a powder for this too. I find that pencils are just the fastest. So what you're gonna wanna do is just kind of fill in where your brows naturally grow. Make sure you're not too heavy-handed in the front of the brow, so use really light upward motions. And then also fill in the body and the tail. And make sure you're using a spoolie to really blend that all out, because again, we just want to look fresh and awake and ready for class. Nothing too crazy. So we're going to use the NYX Control Freak to just gel her brows in place. Marissa has pretty full brows naturally. Again, fill in your brows however they naturally grow. Since she does have full brows, we are going to keep the hairs in place the best as we can If you have really fine brows, you might not need to do this, but brows are step I don't like to skip. So we're gonna go ahead and use the NYX Love and Rio palette just so that we can add a little bit of color to the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this lightest color right here. So we're just going in with this lightest color and we are applying this all over the lid as a base shadow. Using the same Sigma E60, I'm gonna go ahead and take this center shade. We're gonna go ahead and pat this all over the eyelid. It has a bit of a sheen, but it's basically just kind of a slightly taupe color that is pretty close and not too far off from Marissa's skin tone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the deepest shade and I'm gonna take it on a Sigma E25 blending brush. So we're gonna go ahead and run this right along Marissa's lash line just so we give her a little bit of definition. Since this is for school and we just wanna look, you know, wide and awake, I don't want to add too much eyeshadow and we're gonna skip liner altogether. So just go ahead and blend a bit of that color right along the lash line. We're gonna take a little bit of that darker shade again and I'm gonna have Marissa look up real quick. And we're just going to take it on the outer quarter of the lash line. We're gonna be using the Too Faced Candlelight Highlighting Powder Duo as our highlighter for face, but we're gonna use this also on our eyes just so we can save on products. So I've just wiped off my Sigma E25 and we're gonna pop this right on the inner corner and just make sure you blend that out. Have Marissa look up real quick. And you're gonna wanna bring it just under the tear duct area as well. This is just going to make you look really wide and awake even on those morning classes. If you want, you can also hit your brow bone, but that step is optional. So as you can see, bringing the light right here definitely makes her look a little more wide awake, which is gonna be perfect for those early morning classes. I'm gonna go ahead and have Marissa curl her eyelashes. You do wanna give your eyelashes a curl if your eyelashes aren't naturally really turned up. That's going to really open your eyes and make you look wide awake. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and apply some dark brown mascara. You are going to want to opt for a little bit of mascara just to add a little bit of color to your lashes, and this again will just widen and open up your eyes. We opted for a dark brown instead of a black today, but if you want to go for a bolder lash, you definitely can choose black instead. And if you are using an eyeliner that's black, I would definitely choose a black mascara over a brown. All right, so this is going to finish off our eye look, so let's finish the face. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and apply some blusher. I'm going for the Milani Luminoso because Marissa is quite tan right now, and then we're just going for the e.l.f. powder brush to apply. Because we're just wanting to look fresh for school, I'm gonna go ahead and apply mostly to the apples of Marissa's cheeks. I'm going from just about where her iris is down, and then I'm going to be sweeping it upwards. We're not gonna contour nor bronze or anything like that because this is just a pretty simple look for school. I do go for a slightly larger brush when we are applying blush to look a lot more natural because I want this to just kind of look like Marissa could be flushing. If you're also wanting a little more of a natural look, you can also go just barely along the bridge of the nose. If you want just a little bit extra something, we are going to go for a bit of a highlight. So we're going to use the Real Technique setting brush and the Candlelight Glow by Too Faced. And we're just going to lightly hit the tips of Marissa's cheekbones. So what we're gonna go for as our first lips option is the Smith's Rosebud Salve. This is a nice option if you just want something really simple and fresh that is also gonna moisturize your lips all day. But as you can see, it gives her a little bit of gloss still. And if you're wanting a little bit of color that's still really just slap it on and wear it, we are trying on the Vivid Lip Vex by Sigma. And as you can see, not a huge difference, but it does add a little more color to Marissa's face. Lastly, we want our makeup to stay on all day, so we are going to go for the e.l.f. Mix and Set. And we're just going to give a little bit of a mist of a setting spray so that Marissa's makeup will last all day. All right, so that's gonna finish off the look. As you can see, it's a pretty easy to create look. You could do this in probably 10 minutes once you got this down. And it's great for anytime you just want a little kind of pick-me-up, looking awake, but nothing that's too hard. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more tutorials from me. I put out new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. Thanks, Marissa, for modeling for me today. Let me know in the comments box below if you like seeing these videos where I work on someone else. Marissa's coming to visit. I don't know when you're coming to visit. And if she comes, I'm sure we could convince her to model again. So let me know what you think in the comments box below, and I will see you guys again on the next video. See you later.